Imagine your life as a plane that flies through a certain level. And to keep it on that certain level, you have to fuel it up. Your fuel is action. And to keep your life at the straight line, at least, you have to do something to get your food, to get your money. You have to stand up from bed, walk somewhere and get something done just to keep that plane flying. But if you want to improve your life, you simply cannot afford just to do a little to no effort. Change is inevitable in any circumstances. And your life cannot just be a straight line. If you don't grow, if you don't improve, if you don't do better, the straight line will just go down. You simply stagnate. So if you do a little to no effort, you barely keeping that plane at the same level. So get ready for takeoff. You cannot just be. Either way, you will suffer. Suffer going through change and growing, or suffer going through stagnation and regretting. So I've come up with the formula from my own experience. You will need a strong belief that you can change, plus connection to reality, confirmation by action. And the steps for growth are these: get uncomfortable, force change, adapt new reality, repeat, get momentum going. And how to apply this formula and these steps that I just mentioned, I will share with you my life stories. As an everyman, the most important fields that I've highlighted will be girls, money, and body. Girls. I couldn't express my interest directly to a girl. I was super shy to ask if a girl was single or ask a girl out on a date. Girl that I liked or met. I truly couldn't do it. I couldn't spit it out of my mouth. Are you single? I felt a lot of shame asking this. I thought to myself, she would definitely find out why am I asking this. She would find out that I like her, and she would find out that I didn't want to take her out on a date. That's impossible. For me, that was death. For me, that was the end. So I was beating around the bush and not getting straight to the point because I was simply afraid. Time went by and I had to overcome a lot of inner trauma that was hiding behind that shyness and behind that fear. It wasn't just simply that I was afraid. There was so many things to uncover. A long story short, a few books helped me to overcome my shyness and my fear. So I found a problem and I realized that I need to change it. So I got uncomfortable. I started to read books. A few books has helped me. The first one is No More Mr. Nice Guy, and the other one is Models, and the other one is Dating Essentials for Men. So I made my research and then I started to apply it. So I had to get uncomfortable. I had to be extremely direct and I had to learn how to express my interest directly. What I did is I just forced myself into new reality, into new being, into new model of action. And I started to push through and just spit this out. Spit those words out. Are you single? I find you attractive. I want to take you on a date. It was very awkward at the first tries. I was doing it through text, on Instagram or on WhatsApp. I was just doing it as an experiment. It was a numbers game. I was just throwing the same lines, the same exact message. I found you attractive. I want to take you on a date. Are you available? These messages got me so many results, either positive or negative. Negative in a way the girl wasn't available, but she was really thankful I was so direct. Something switched in me. I repeated multiple times and I established a new reality for me. So according to my steps, I got uncomfortable, I forced change, and I adopted new reality. And I repeated till I got very good at it. Then I got a momentum. There was a personality switch. And the formula was I had a strong belief. I knew that I had to change, and I knew that I could change. And connection to reality, I confirmed by action. I started trying. I started sending messages. I started talking to girls in real life and asking if they're single, if they want to go out with me on a date, and expressing my interest directly, just as an experiment. New personality unlocked. I have grown. Money. At some point of my life, I wanted to start a business. Long story short, I wanted to start a brand, a sunglasses brand. And I took out a loan to buy a stock, packaging, and all that stuff. And it was my first time I took that amount of money. For me, it was quite a big amount of money. It was around $20,000. There was the first time I stretched my perception that I could take that money or could borrow that amount of money to start something. I spent all of them, and it wasn't enough. And I had to get more money to finish preparing for the launch of my brand because I didn't have enough money to pay for packaging, for shipping. It was halfway already, so there was no stopping. There was no emergency stop because I could lose another $20K. So I spent another $8K. I maxed out my credit card. So I was like, all right, now I know how it feels to max out a credit card. Now I'm fully in depth and I don't have my products. I don't have my stock. Everything was hanging in the air. Then I launched my brand. I'm not going to go into details. Years later, I needed more money to try new marketing strategies to grow more. And I topped up my loan for another $30K, which again stretched my perception of money in my account, perception of what I could spend on the business. I spent them all on marketing. I went from spending roughly $500 a month on ads with the help of my good friend who expanded my thinking in terms of marketing on Facebook and Instagram. That summer, I started spending $200 a day on ads, and I kept on spending $200 a day 3 months straight, every single day. That completely blew my mind. I stretched my mind, I expanded my thinking, I expanded my perception, and that will never go away. Now I can keep applying those same concepts. Now I know the limits and how far I can stretch. I expanded. I have grown. That was uncomfortable. I forced change. I adapted to new reality. I repeated. I kept on going. I had a strong belief that I can do it, and I confirmed it by action. Connection to reality. The last one will be about the body. As a man, I want to be strong. I want to look aesthetic. I want to look aesthetic. I want to look muscular. I want to look strong and big. And I want to be healthy. I have a very skinny complexion and a really fast metabolism. And I really don't like eating food a lot. It's just a waste of time for me. I don't like cooking as well. So I could never break my plateau. So I was on and off with the gym, and last year I started working out again. I reached my plateau pretty quick, and then I couldn't grow any further. So I had to find out how to grow. As I didn't want to cook, I had to find a suitable meal plan for myself. And it was quite pricey, but I tried. I was willing to sacrifice. I calculated everything. I decided to try. I tried for 1 month. It was really easy to eat. It was really easy to stick to the schedule. I freed up so much time from cooking and washing dishes. I removed all my headaches of planning what to cook, how to cook, because that was taking up a lot of my mental space. 2-3 months after I broke my plateau, I started slowly gaining weight constantly and consistently. I stick to my new schedule. I never knew I could have like 4 meals and a shake in a day with my schedule. And I kept on going. It's been 3-4 months and on a meal plan, constantly working out, progressive overload. I see how I grow. I see my body is changing. I love it. I will keep on going. I knew that I had to change. I had strong belief that I can and I applied actions to reality. I got uncomfortable with looking for meal plans, with trying to choke in that food a day, to eat more, to stick to the schedule. I adapted to new reality. I got used to it. Now it's normal thing to eat for me 4 or 5 times a day. It was completely impossible before to think that way in my mind. And I adapted to new reality. I repeated the actions and I got the momentum going. I have grown, I expanded, there is no way back. Now I stretch the limits of my mind and my perception. It will never go away. Do you understand? The strategy for growth. Pick what you want to change. Look at your life, pick the area, pick the thing that you want to change or work on. Do your research. Go on YouTube, read some books, get the knowledge on how people changed it, how can you change it, what can you do. Apply the knowledge. Do actions. Once you start going, the most difficult part will be to push through the uncomfortable phase. You have to drag yourself through it. You have to break your old beliefs, your old body memory, your old habits. You have to just push and forcefully go through this phase till you establish a new reality. And it's very important to push through this phase before you give up. And then you simply repeat. You choose another area, you choose another thing to improve on and work on. You do exactly the same. Repeat, evolve, repeat, evolve. This is how I've grown, and this is how you can grow as well. I believe in you, and I see you in the next one. I talk more about how to transform your life in this video above, and I also talk a lot about improving yourself in this video, becoming a better man. So either of those, click on them, check it out.